infertile. And he planned, in fact, it was a planned work with him and his doctor friend. When you know you're ready to get married, then remember you're going into the no secret zone. You have to talk to your spouse about your health challenges and things, your past, you think that might ruin your future tomorrow. A lot of people be like, oh, my past is my past. It has nothing to do with him. But then why are you keeping a past that you know that has the power to break your future or ruin your future or cause you pain tomorrow? Or you be like, oh, I don't want him to leave me. I want to secure him. When I have him, then I can tell him about my past or tell her about my past when I have her. See, let me tell you something. You have no power. You have no right to do that to anybody. If they want to leave you after you tell them what you feel is your past or what you feel your health challenges, they have the right to leave you. You can't rope people into, oh, I'm scared of losing you. I love you too much. That's why I didn't tell you. I've spoken about this several times and people are like, oh, my past has nothing to do with my spouse or has nothing to do with them. It was in my past. But then you know that it has a tendency of, if they find out tomorrow, it can cause chaos, but you decide not to tell them. Why? Because you were selfish. It's not even because you're scared, because you were selfish, you're self-centered. Okay, why am I talking about this? Because I've spoken about this before, and people are like, oh, my past is my past. It has nothing to do with my future. See, a lady shared a story. I think it's on, I read it on Ife's page, then I read it on Twitter, how a lady got married to her husband, and they've been trying to, for 2 years, they've been trying to have kids, not knowing that the husband is infertile. And he planned, in fact, it was a planned work with him and his doctor friend, not to tell her. And she kept going for tests. She kept thinking, what's the problem? Not knowing her husband was a problem. And he decided not to tell her until she saw it on his phone. She read their chat, saw their chat, and in fact, she was perplexed. She almost committed suicide twice. I have real life stories like this. I've heard stories of this same thing happen. I've heard stories of a lady who got married to her husband. He would shower her with a whole lot of gifts. Gift her for coughing, gift her for being sick. He will gift her for waking up, for being alive. He gifts her because he had the money, not knowing that it was infertile. It was infertile. It cannot, like, it cannot have babies, and he never told her. They got married. He didn't even think it's wise to tell her. I'll be sharing with you real life story, because these things are heartbreaking. When you hide things like this from people, you break their hearts when they find out tomorrow. Some people might still go ahead marrying you no matter what, because there are different ways people can, these days now, there are different ways people have kids. Is it that you go through surrogates? Is it that you go, there are different ways people have kids. So it's up to this person if they want to be with you. Let me tell you the story of a lady. A lady was going to get married, and she had lived a rugged life in the past, and she had done several abortions, and she did one that rupture and damage her womb. So the doctor told her they had to take out the womb. They're like, you can't have child. She already knows this. Her best friend knows this, and her mother knows this. So she met somebody who loved her, who swept her off her feet, but she decided, oh, I'm too scared. If he knows this about me, he's going to leave me. So she decided not to talk to him about it. She decided to keep it. Her best friend too decided, oh, it's good you keep it. Her mother was like, oh, it's fine, keep it, don't tell. The boy's family loved her to a what? Everybody loved her. She could have told them, but no, because she felt she is stingy, she's self-centered. She feel, oh, he's going to leave me. And you know this person loves kids and would want to have kids. It is okay if this person knows that, like, I don't want to get married to you. It is okay. But then she decided not to tell him. So they got married, and they were doing different things, taking her for herbal, taking her to the doctor. She had a way of paying, and you understand, she had a way of paying and getting all these people to not say. So they will take her for herbal, take her for, when she knows that there was no womb, that she cannot conceive. She refused to tell this guy. Her mom refused to tell this guy. For years, the guy kept loving her, notwithstanding, until the day she had issues with her best friend. She had issues with her best friend, and her best friend decided to go and tell the guy. And that was the day everywhere, In fact, you need to see the fury and everything. The guy didn't divorce her, just left the house, and till this day she didn't see that guy again. Till this day she didn't see that guy again. So sometimes you don't feel like, oh, it's because I love him, I'm going to. No, you don't do that. Okay, look at the story that was trending of Mr. Ibu's daughter who broke up with her husband. She said she met on TikTok and everything was beautiful. In fact, he's adorable, he loves her perfectly and everything. But then he had been married, he was divorced and has 3 good big girls. In fact, 3 daughters, grown-up daughters, and he never told her for once. Like, how can you build something so beautiful on the foundation of lie? How do you expect your partner to trust you? How do you expect them to trust you? You're like, oh, my past is my past. You have done crazy things. Let me tell you the story of this lady. This lady was into prostitution, selling her body, because a lot of people will be like, oh, it's her body, it doesn't have anything to do with him and all of that. Just like you have principles and you feel like, oh, it's your body, it is also this person's body, and it's also this person's right to choose what they want. It is also your right to choose what you want. So she was into prostitution, selling of her body and all of that. And then I think she dropped it, so she relocated from that area and all of that. She didn't tell this guy. This guy loved her. She never told this guy. You know, just like you people always say now, my past is about me, it has nothing to do with him. That was the same thing she said. So she didn't tell this guy, unknowing, like, she never knew that this guy's close friend had actually slept with her when she was into prostitution and all of that, when they would pimp themselves and all of that. So she didn't know. She has never met this guy's friend. So when this guy was like, oh, I want to get married to her, I want to do this, I want to introduce you to the girl I want to get married to, I want to propose to her on her birthday and everything. So he had told the friends and everything. So they've already set up the whole stuff. So he was going to reveal her to a large percent of his friends, because his best friend already know her and all of that. So his family already knows her. So he was going to introduce her to a large percent of his friends, and he was going to surprise her, get her friends and all of that. So she was like, okay, she didn't know. So he called her to a place and they were supposed to come and meet and all of that. Only for when it was time for the guy to propose to the girl, and the girl walked in, and the close friend went to tell him, this girl, you want to marry this girl that does prostitution, that was. The guy never knew she had changed. And in fact, the other guy was shocked. I asked you everything about yourself. I told you, is there anything you feel like I should know? Is there anything that would come in our way tomorrow? But you never told me. So it broke his heart, and that was where he ended it, because he felt like, I can't trust you anymore. And see, you can't blame people if they feel they can't trust you anymore after they find out something you lied to them about. These are true life stories, and these are not fiction, or these are not made up stories. So it is, see, in fact, when you decide that, oh, I want to start the journey of forever, yes, I do, I want to say I do, I am ready to say I do, you have to talk to your spouse about those health challenges, about those paths you feel has a way of ruining your future tomorrow. Don't feel like I don't owe it to him, I don't owe it to her. You do. Because they are starting a life tomorrow. If this girl now had told this guy that, oh, I was into prostitution, or I was a stripper sometime in my life and I changed, it is up to this guy to be like, oh, I can live with that, or I cannot live with that, and he lets go. Or if the guy had accepted her, she had told him and he has accepted that, when that his friend decided to talk, he would have been like, I know it's her past, it has nothing to do with her. But when you don't even give them the chance to decide if they want to be with you after hearing about your story, you decide that you're selfish, that they will leave you. How do you even do that? In fact, the story of the other lady who had 3 kids and didn't tell the guy she dated for 2 years. Some people will be like, oh, did the guy not know? Is he dumb? Did the breast not show? There are some people that will give birth to 5 kids and you will not know, because their boobs will still be standing, their tummy will still be in perfect condition. Jane, people have different body. So she didn't tell him until the wedding day, and the guy went ballistic. It was crazy. So you don't, it is out of your selfish desire that you decided not to talk to your spouse about these important things. Talk to your spouse when you're ready to start the journey to forever. There is no secret. See, don't forget to add your own opinion in the comment section, and don't forget to like this video, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.